Hello, Dr. James Bogash, Master of Health and Longevity and creator of Modern Health Myths. And today we're going to talk about what to do if your fasting blood sugar in the morning is too high. This is something that I've had conversations with of patients over the years. And luckily, it turns out that what I've been recommending for close to 2 decades is now being held out in the research. So it's always nice to know that you've been right all along. But one of the things that happens is a lot of times people lose blood sugar control while they're sleeping. And so they wake up and their blood sugar is spiked and crazy. And most of the time, endocrinologists and doctors will then apply more insulin to the problem or more medication without really understanding what's happening. And most likely what happens is if we have the wrong type of food later in the evening or even as a snack, if we have more of a carb-heavy snack, what's going to happen is your body's going to come in and clean out the carbs, and then it's going to crash. And when it crashes, the body responds by releasing cortisol because the brain can't go without fuel. So that cortisol is going to spike blood sugar. We all know if you're diabetic and you've gotten steroids, you know it's going to wreak havoc on your blood sugar. So what if we could control this spike that happens at night? And absolutely that's possible to do with diet. I have always recommended a protein-based healthy snack before bed. So for me, typically I would recommend patients have like a teaspoon of healthy, like the real peanut butter, not the fake stuff. A handful of nuts with no added oils, chicken, small piece of chicken breast, something that's protein based. The last thing you want to be having before you go to bed is something that's very carbohydrate heavy. So in this particular study, researchers looked at diabetics and they looked at fasting blood sugar and insulin and basically how well insulin was handling blood sugar in the morning. They had people either eat an egg before bed, a yogurt before bed, or nothing before bed, but turns out they were isocaloric, so they basically, all the groups had the same amount of calories during the day. And it turns out that the egg group better controlled blood sugar in the morning. Well, that totally makes sense, especially considering that most of the yogurts out there are junk. So if you were having a sugar-laden yogurt, it's going to create those problems that we talked about with the spike, with the blood sugar drop and then the spike. If we were looking at something like a Fage yogurt or something that has a higher protein content, then we might not have seen that happen. But most of the yogurts on the market are not that good quality, and it's not something you should be eating. I would also add that if you're going to do eggs, make sure you stick with the veg-fed eggs. So they feed the chickens flaxseed, which has healthier fats. Those healthier fats make it into the egg. When we eat them, we see those benefits from the egg. So if you have problems managing your blood sugar, especially in the morning and overnight, add something healthy but heavy before bed. In this particular study, they used an egg. That would be a perfectly good thing to do before bed. You can try the real peanut butter. You can try some nuts, play around with that a little bit, but that's how you control those spikes in the morning. It's not by adding more medication. It's by working with the way your body functions and understanding why that's happening and fix it from there. So as always, I will post a link to this particular study in the description. Make sure you share this video with a diabetic that you care for whose blood sugar is too high in the morning. Subscribe to the channel and make sure you like the video.